Who are? My heart is. Welcome to Dungeon Rushers, a game that's been out in beta on Steam. Thank you very much for the developer for providing a copy for me. We're currently on version 1.0.5 for review, just because this is a game that seems to be constantly evolving and changing over time, which is a good thing. I like it when devs are continually improving and developing their game, and they're not like making any bones about it. They're saying this is in development, stop, which is quite handy to have. So Dungeon Rushers is a nice mixture of, it takes some of the stuff that I remember from tabletop role-playing games and digitalises it in a way that merges it with your typical RPG elements that you get from an actual game itself. It's a nice tidy little mix of the two, and keeps you on your toes, essentially. Stuff is randomly generated, or the dungeons are, at least anyway, and so that's quite nice. And as you can see, it doesn't look like I've got very far, but this has taken me nearly an hour to get through these first few dungeons and explaining and understanding what's going on with the world. So I'm going to dive back to a previous dungeon, and I've already lifted the treasure, but I just want to go in just so that I can show you it without me wanting to die off the bat. So this is your gaming screen. This is your token, which is your party. Your party's over here. So you've got yourself, your little wannabe Gimli, and a little loot guy over here. You also have traits that you can use, which are for your dungeon itself. And you can see nothing's unveiled yet. So I can reveal 2 adjacent rooms. I can unveil a room which has got loot in, which is essentially where we need to go at the end of the level. And I can regenerate 25% of the maximum of my mana. I've also got bonus challenges, which is kill all the monsters, unveil 100% of this dungeon, and all events inspected. And those challenges, are they different from last time? I don't think they were. So the way how you do this essentially is moving around the dungeon. You can see I'm unveiling stuff, and immediately I've come across a trap. Now each of my team have different things that they can do. Mr. Little Gimli, I know that's not his name, but it is for this thing. Can use the I go first, and he gets hurt essentially and bleeds for X amount of turns afterwards. Or whilst I've still got some mana in me, or stamina, sorry, is this one, not mana. I can unset it because it's a mechanical trap. However, if it wasn't a mechanical trap and it was like an acid bath or a magical thing, his skill wouldn't be any good for that, and so it would call on the loot guy. Okay, so we've got a dead end there. Oh, an event. Should be inspected. Oh, we've got a curse. Thanks. And again, these are all random as well. So that's going to affect me when it comes to battle. Joyous. Ah, and there's my first battle. So, my little loot guy can send them to sleep. I won't bother though. That's quite a big battle to be straight out of the battle as well, with a shield problem. So when it comes to the RPG element, you can kind of see that things are very simple and very as they were, essentially. So each character has 3 types of attack that they can do. The order of play is up on the top here and is determined sometimes by what you choose. I don't think the UI is very crisp with how you deal with attacks, and sometimes it gets stuck on certain things. Down on the bottom you've got this switch, defend, potion if you need some stuff, and this is like your tally of how many battles you've done. If you want to surrender, you can do that there. But we're not surrendering, we'll continue on. I'm going to try and stab and poison him. Ooh, you hurt my little guy. And then I'm going to send a whirlwind to you guys at the front. And then I think I will send a dirty little song to you and get rid of you. You. Actually, that worked out rather well. But your damage and healing and stuff all carry over from battle to battle. So whatever damage I've got there, or whatever damage I collect out on the actual dungeon itself, carries through from battle to battle. So it's important to note that. And so if I go into the menu, which you kind of do over here, and I don't like how this menu is. I find it really unintuitive and clunky. But you can see I've got my stats there. So he's lost a couple. So has Pod. You can filter your stuff by like equipment. And I've only got my toilet brush. Your main character was a toilet cleaner and has given it all up for the adventure on the road. And all of this other stuff here that we've got, you can craft things with essentially. There we go, just a warlock. Whatevs. Nice and quickly. Don't even need to do some special stuff, I don't think. Ah, now the bard's got burning. So he's now got a status ailment. And annoyingly, because I'm on level 2 and not as opposed to like level 1 people, I'm ending battles early, so I'm not going to be able to heal him particularly well. Oh, another trap. And here we go, because this is a magical fire trap, I can dispel him with the loot, and that will get rid of that. And the layout of this is completely different to what it was last time I was in this room as well. So it really is procedurally generated. Ooh. Don't aim for him again. Ah, bollocks. Right, the loot is gone, and he won't now be back until we exit the dungeon, essentially. So we is a wee bit buggered. So get rid of the ones that are going to be more difficult. And there you go. Pod obviously won't get any XP now either for the rest of this. So I can either continue on, I can automatically exit the dungeon by going out on the top if I feel like I'm not getting anywhere. Curse armor break. Oh, for goodness sake. Now you're just being mean. And then when you find the treasure at the end, you can loot and leave, or you can try and go back and like solve the rest. So I've not killed all the monsters. Here we go. Skeleton guy and a crossbow. Oh, we could be alright here. So I'll go for a precision shot so I can get to the back because he's my little bow man. And I think what I'll do is I will go... Oh, I've only got one potion. Oh dear. I'll drink that. Save me for now. Has not gone to plan, and there's still monsters to be slain. Right, this better more curses. So I think this is just showing that this dungeon is just being harsh for me, so I can choose to loot and leave essentially. I've already opened the treasure. I'd actually got the things got harder in the dungeon. Normal mode. There we go. So, I thought it seemed harsher this time round. Now I know. But it's handy to go back and get XP and then level up. So, in between dungeons, as you've got there, and you can see this game appears to go on for quite a while, which is good. You also have the shop, which kind of refills as you go along. And so the twist with the shop is that you can only buy what's here. So as you can see, I've only got 2 potions that I can refill for. which kind of makes it really difficult, because then you're relying on hopefully getting a regeneration of health blessing in one of those events that we had. We had all like shield breaks and stuff like that. A ring of agility. Oh, we'll have that. Then this kind of stuff's all good for crafting. Let's just get it all. Sorry, Witch, you're out of stock, love. I also have the workshop. Now the workshop is where you'll be crafting and doing all different other things, and they're situated with different recipes into different things that you might want to be able to or not be able to do, and they'll light up when you've got enough for them, essentially. You can kind of see all the different things that you've got there to craft and then add on to your party. Now I got something new that time, didn't I? So I go to equipment. I've got an iron helmet and a ring of agility. Now I've already got an iron helmet on that guy. I'll pop the iron helmet on you, Thorgrim. I'll give you the ring of agility because you seem to always go last. So it might be quite handy. And that's essentially how the game goes. There's Steam Workshop stuff, so people are submitting like their own levels or dungeons by the looks of it, which is quite nifty. I do like. Let's try level 1 in the manor, because it's going to be the first time that we go here. Now, manors seem to come up that have got multiple levels for you to get around. There you go, manor generation in progress. Bomb. Let's see how terrible this is. I quit out on my first go. I don't see the point in sending them to sleep. This is a... Oh, he's going to be a bitch, but... they're a bit more susceptible to magic, those ones that we saw there. And then you can see where the overlap kind of happens and stuff when you're going through a battle quite quickly. You saw how it was kind of blocking the level of play. Oh, let's inspect. Oh, Fury. Cursed drunk. Okay. Clearly he can't get drunk. Thankfully that's a simple thing. You could see there in the little icons. Sadly the loot's going to burn for a turn. But at least he's drunk for a couple as well. Oh, hello. It's a trap! Mana siphon. I'd quite like to keep my mana. Oh, ow. Still got more to go. You're dead. As are you. Fine stone hops and a magical bone. Dead end there. Ah! Are we still drunk? Ooh, okay. Do that that with the hope that you now miss. Great, he's gone. Christ for that. Right, Susan. Increase your armor. I want to get you to drink that potion, please. Papa. God, they're everywhere. They're determined to make him burn. I know it's a status ailment that he struggles with, but Jesus Christ. Oh, hello. Bye-bye. Phew. I'm a bit worried that Pod will probably be dead soon though. Alright, so let's not do that now. Oh, maybe I should have. And that's always the thing, because you're never quite sure if you should, like, loot and leave. Oh, for the love of everything. Leave Pod alone. Okay. There is no reward. Ah, yes, potions. Water. Who knew? We're doing fairly well. See all the gold we've earned? It's not that bad for a beginning. I think it'll be time to make it grow. Like fruits. I mean, like our gold work for us. You can't not read it like Gimli's voice. I don't understand a single word you're saying. Listen. We buy an old ruin back, we equip it with traps and monsters, and boom! We have our own independent dungeon founded. But what for? Got the contacts in the county's arena. They organise matches between each teams. Ah, okay. Trust me, we won't regret it. So, this is a dungeon. Ah, and this is what goes onto the Steam Workshop. Okay, so this makes more sense now. Is to do. So we're only looking at a small dungeon. I like how it can Oh, I like that there is potentially a randomizer there as well. But can I move? Okay, we close that down. I want the treasure. Can go there, so that's where the treasure will be. How you can change all of the different stuff there, although I'm quite happy with how it's laid out, to be fair. Let's pop a poisoned trap there. And then you've got triggers for switches there, so that's quite handy. Oh, wow. Let's save that for a boss, I think. Signs there as well, which I encountered on previous stuff. I feel like I want to... I'm assuming blessings and stuff like that get added in. Because I can't see them anywhere. And like that bit's been locked, so I don't know. Because that'd be a shame if I can't actually also do that. There we go. Please change the default now. My firstest ever dungeon and stuffs. Oh, budding businessman published a thing. That's quite cool that that's worked into the game. I like that. Yes, I do. Cool. Oh well. Apologies that that all came up whilst I was doing in the middle of the test, but at least I think you can kind of see now all of the sides of the game. So as a result, I think actually there's plenty to do and see here. With the manners, you start to find that like additional levels are now available as well for you to then dive up on, or you can continue on with the story itself. The challenge, as you saw when you go back over previous levels, increases, and you also have heroic mode, and you only get that when you clear the 3 challenges that you've had on this side. So when I done this one, I used a potion, so I didn't get heroic mode, so I need to go back and get all 3 of those in one go. Yeah, there's some issues that I have specifically around the UI not being particularly clear, but in terms of the actual game itself, I really like. There's potential for something to actually be really quite interesting and unique here, and that keeps me very much interested. So that's Dungeon Rushers, available on Steam. Thanks for the developer for sending me over a copy, because I had it on my wish list anyway. So that really does help. And I'll be coming back and showcasing a little bit more of this later on in my playthrough of it. I don't think I'll do a complete playthrough of this because it could be a bit... I'm not sure how this would come across to look at, to watch. Maybe as like a relaxation session or something like that, which I've been asked for a few times to do. But most definitely I'll be showing you some of the dungeons I've created. And then giving you out the codes hopefully for you to go and play and beat it yourself. So until next time, thank you very much for watching. This is Simon from Higher Playing Games. If you do like what I do, consider subscribing, and I look forward to seeing you again in the future. Bye-bye. I like that track as well. The music's cool.